Okay, welcome back to turn 77 of the attack for heavy hitters. We're pretty much just pushing up in the village, or not pushing up, but just trying to get fire out on all of Titan's positions up there. Down here, we'll see if we can confirm that we've destroyed or driven off that AT gun, and then stand by to push, because realistically, I think it's going to be more important here to keep the pressure on rather than pull these guys back to safety. There is a Jackson out there. I don't know where it is. At the moment, it's had enough time to get to somewhere where Titan would want it to be. So, I kind of assume that he's in a state where he's not sure, either he's not sure or he's waiting. That's good because it's not contributing. He says, dooming one of his tanks in the next turn, now that he's mentioned that, oh, the Jackson's not doing anything. But yeah, anyway, let's just press go here and see what we get. This was, yeah, a couple of guys here who got sniped, I think, in that front building, but that's okay. We should hopefully be starting to get a load of mortars coming in on Titan's positions back there. And yep, that looks like somebody there, whether that's the ammo bearer or the actual AT team. Well, probably not the AT team, because there's a great big AT team icon next to it. But it looks like those guys have evacuated, which is good. That's what we want. Oh yeah, I should cancel that fire mission. So, yeah, doesn't look like we took any more casualties there, unless people got completely wiped out. Whoa, hello. What happened to you? Oh, okay. I just you can see the half track down there, but it kind of looks like the icon disappeared, and it didn't, which is, you know, whew. Because if Titan was able to knock things out there, then I'll be having some serious problems, and have to be accusing him of some serious witchcraft. Yeah, there's the AT gun guys, or guy. That looks like it might be a single guy left there. And then we probably see the ammo bearer. Yeah, there's the ammo bearer. Yeah, the ammo bearer, or some other kind of survivor from that unit, but letting rip with the MP44 there. That's cool. And we haven't really, nothing happened to these guys up here. I mean, that squad is still in a state of panic. But whatever. Nothing we can do about that. Let's check the village. We've got all these contacts here. We should be starting to get some mortar rounds down here. This Panther should be reversing. Yeah, and then that's so we can start putting fire on that building there. Let's see. Yeah, those guys are all clustered around that window at the back, so actually that shell fire from the Panther might not be doing very much to them. Yeah, our guys who are taking cover or taking fire now shuffled back here, which is, that's fine with me. They're still doing their job. yeah, Titan's feeding the machine here. Rifleman, that bleeding marksman is still there. That looks like that mortar team that we had, that was back here aiming at the church, has evac'd under fire. Yeah, there we go. What else have we got? We're probably gonna, you know, if we're moving back from this building, we're losing contact with this guy who is trying to surrender. Guys in that building are just getting machine gunned. Got 2 contacts there. Should be a mortar and an MG, or these guys might be the ammo bearer for the mortar or something. Yep, these guys in this building are having a bad time. They just look like riflemen. Yeah, I wonder what happened to the mortars here. It's like they fired, they stopped firing. So, Our other mortar. Half track is pushing up. So yeah, not a lot to see there. We're pushing up with these guys as well. Yeah, and they're not either picking up any contacts or... Oh, okay, he ceasefire. Oh, thank God. Right. So yeah, that's a US tactical victory, which is what we were expecting here. Because, you know, he's got... you know, if you look at me, I have 169 points. He's got he inflicted 153 points for casualties, but he got 250 points because he had the final objective as well. So yeah, he actually had more men alive at the end than me. He's got 262 still kicking, 93 dead, 52 wounded. He's had 2 men taken prisoners and lost 2 tanks. I lost 3 tanks, 7 armoured vehicles. That's what you get when you have half tracks. I've had 2 men taken prisoner. Those are the guys on the far left. 80 dead, 55 wounded, 200 men still kicking. So that's actually not bad if you take, you know, if you factor out the if you factor out the objectives, then it was a draw. Essentially, because, or I've inflicted a slightly higher percentage of casualties, but you know, I'm totally happy with that. And this is despite, you know, being such a amazing idiot that I lost, you know, a Panther, 2 Stugs, and a flak wagon within about 30 seconds of each other because I didn't do something so simple as to watch my flank. To actually have fewer casualties overall in when you're attacking, you know, you usually expect the attacker to have considerable difficulties. So yeah, I'm actually really pleased with that. I don't care about the fact that it's a US tactical victory. I've been expecting that for a while, but yeah. So if we look at all this stuff, where did the Jackson go? It went down here. So he's got it set up here, nice and centrally, where he can react. And that's it for armor. So he had 2 Jacksons and a Hellcat. And I was dumb enough to let the Hellcat, 1 Jackson and the Hellcat rinse me. So, well done there, hapless. And even better, it was the Hellcat that did most of the damage. Where is it? There it is. To be fair, it was kind of really unfortunate for Titan to lose it, because it did, something stupid. Instead of staying in the sunken lane where it remained a problem, it was up here. But yeah, 19 enemy casualties for that. And what did the other Jackson do? Pretty much nothing. And oh, it's bogged. It's gotten stuck. Oh, that's even better. Well, if it's bogged, it's not immobilized, it's just temporarily stuck. This is one of the problems with, the weather, essentially. So let's try and have a quick workout of what Titan actually had. And, oh look, that's a crack platoon? Crack, regular, crack. So he's got like... That's interesting. That's a cannon. Oh, that's his name. Okay, right. That's the mortar section. You got confused there. There's a cannon company that you can pick as the Americans with 3x2 105mm gun. Yeah, but look at all these guys. They're all. If you look at his weapons team and things, so they're all like Kraken +2 and things. So he's really gone for the elite forces. Of course, elite +2 snipers. Yes, of course. Yeah, that's actually really interesting. Look at all these dead pixel dropping in here. That's really interesting. See these guys up in the tower. He had what, 2... MGs, 2 Vickers, and a 50 cal machine gun up in the tower, which is perhaps questionable. But yeah, I had stuff in the tower. I can't say anything, can I? Company HQs and things. What was over here? These guys. It's the EXO team. And Mortar Company HQ. Those guys got wiped out. Look at that. Yeah. Score 1 for the Tiger. And that AT gun also knocked out. AT guns are, unless they can operate in extremely specific circumstances, really not that survivable. You really need to be in keyhole defilade, and that limits their effectiveness in turn. So yeah, what we could have done, well, you've actually seen me struggling with the decision all the way through, which is, once we're up on this flank, do we push on or do we not? Because obviously I don't know what's back here, and the answer is we should have pushed on, because there's nothing there. Titan just has a squad sitting in the objective to claim it, and we could have got in there and contested it pretty easily. But yeah, it's because he's sending all these reinforcements up to the front, which is obvious. Again, this is what we were part of the plan, which is to suck him in. But yeah, it's been a good fight. It's a dead mortar team. that's the Hellcat crew, isn't it? The mortars. So yeah, actually, by the looks of it, a lot of the mortar fire was coming out, coming from this side of the church, rather than where I was expecting it. As the Jackson, and it was crack. Yes, of course they were crack. Oh yeah, let's check this sniper team over here. 5 casualties. That's not bad. You know, it felt like a lot more, but it's not bad. Yeah, so let's dig into our stuff here. What did the Stugs and the because I put a lot of fire down at the start, so the flak wagon achieved nothing. That Stug 4 casualties. That one, another 4 casualties. That's the mortar team. We don't need to worry about them. 3 casualties from that MG up on there. That one was there at the start and did nothing. Flak wagon, the 37mm, 10 casualties. You know, I think I'm preferring the feeling. Really preferring the feeling there, because you just get that heavier rate of fire. So yeah, the mortar team up here, the one that got whacked. That's a solid like 19 casualties. And then this one back here caused 1. That one caused 2. So yeah, it was actually the yeah, not as effective as we might have thought, Batman. Then of course enter the tanks. 13 for that Panther. That one did 3 and a 6-pounder. That one 13 casualties. 18 casualties and the Hellcat, and then the Tiger 16 casualties, the Jackson, and another AT gun. And just the straight up infantry hasn't really had that much of an effect. Cumulatively, you know, quite an effect, and you know, sure, there's lots of dead half tracks here and stuff, but what was I saying? Yeah, lots of death half tracks, but at the same time, you know, you can't really discount the amount of and the importance of the suppressive fire that those guys were putting out. That's, you know, quite important stuff. So yeah, once again, as per usual, we've kind of been seeing here that in combat mission things are usually just as bad, if not worse, for the other side than they are for you. If we look at all these guys, that Titan had up forward who got whacked. You know, there's a lot of dead bodies hanging around here. Sneaky crack bazooka team hiding behind the building there in case we push up. But, you know, I was completely happy to stay here and just grind Titan down. Though I did get lucky with the Jackson there. These guys stacked up outside the wall, standing by to get mortared there. But yeah, you know, that was a good fight. I'm glad it's over though. So yeah, I have no idea if you guys are actually going to hear this. We'll get a good like after action stupid stuff that I did video out at some point, but yeah.